Whoa.
Lit nights with Ed. Got a lot of guests coming through as well.
You heard what I said, yeah, it's lit nights with Ed, yeah. Lit nights, we call it lit nights. You heard what I said, yeah, it's lit nights with Ed.
Shout it, praise 102.5. It's Atlanta's inspiration station. You know what it is when you hit a yeah followed by the cheat. That means your brother's back in the building. It's lit nights with Ed Long. Bree is rocking out with me tonight. How you feeling?
I feel good, man. How are you?
Man, you got a different swag tonight.
Yeah, I had to
love
get myself together.
That's that Caucasian girl side.
You see it?
Come on, North
all
Face.
the way with the toes. You got to see the toes. Too.
I love it, man. Y'all make some noise right now. The ATL is listening. So we're going to talk a lot because we got representatives from the TV show The Four. Legacy is in the building right now. Bohannon is representing real strong. And then we got New Birth Missionary Baptist Church representing a guy that I worked with for about 8 years. Jules is in the building right now. We're not even going to hold no punches tonight. We're going to build up the kingdom. Kanye to the west. That's right. Husband of one. Kim Kardashian was in the ATL yesterday. He was in Midwest tonight doing some benevolent things as well, which is being overlooked. I walked into church yesterday, late. And I look out, I see Tip, I see 2 Chainz, True, I see Elijah. I see a lot of people in the church that I've never seen before. And I turn on the radio today, I watch a lot of the comments on the Facebook Live, and people are hot and cold right now. A lot of mixed emotions are taking place right now. Jules, you over there representing and running the youth at the New Birth Student Ministries.
Yes, sir.
What's the temperature in the building right now, man?
I had a great worship experience. You know, all craziness aside, whatever you dislike, you liked, whatever, people were just moved. That's the feedback I've been getting from my corner of the world. People have just been moved by the fact that Kanye just was very transparent, very unashamed. He told you, he wasn't a preacher. He didn't put it eloquently. He didn't speak in tongues. He didn't do all the crazy church jargon. He just told it like it was. He told you where he was at. He talked about how he chased the gold statue. He talked about how he's been tempted on every side and how now he's in love with a God, you know, who's bigger than the gold statue, who's bigger than the diamonds, who's bigger than the cars, who's bigger than the money. And so, like, for me, I think a lot of people that I know in my circle and leading a lot of people, we were just basically blessed by the fact that he came, his choir came, they did what they did, and, you know, he did an amazing thing. And God used him in an amazing way. That's kind of like where we at right now.
We're going to break this thing down, man. The question is, should mainstream artists be given a platform or the pulpit in the church? Is Adidas sponsoring this? Or?
Nobody. I heard it's chartered planes. Like, it's really, you know, it's really expensive to do these things. And so, you know, that, before I even saw him on stage, I thought that was pretty dope. I just wanted to go because Kanye was coming to town. I wanted to go. I was hoping I even get a shoe sign, just to be 100%. But when I got there and I saw him on stage and the things that he was saying, it changed everything for me.
Wow.
At the end of it all, I had more questions. I had questions for Kanye. I did. But I had questions about the church too. And I'm like, I understand what the goal is, but some of the execution, I think, is what rubbed people the wrong way.
So, I mean, I think at that time, that would have been the perfect place to really show Christ to people.
Clear up the message.
You had people from all walks, you know what I mean? I remember when, so the crazy thing is when he was like, clap, people will get saved, they'll come. So the crazy thing is, these 3 white boys came down. But they came over 2-hour road.
Oh, so they walked in the aisle
trying to get
cover.
Okay, so this is what I was saying. So, you know, at the end of the service, they say, okay, you can either come give your life to Christ, rededicate, or join the church. You saw those white kids go down there? And so my friend tapped me, he doesn't go to church. He was like, are they trying to get closer to the pulpit, or are they trying to go get saved for real? But I don't know if they knew what happened, because, you know, after you go down there, they leave you in the back.
They were just coming down. One dude was on the phone.
Dude, this is what I'm saying.
He was on the phone walking down the aisle.
No, he was at the altar on the phone.
Oh, like, I'm finna
Like,
get
I'm
down
finna go,
and before everybody else get down here.
They don't
No, he
understand.
came, like, you know, with the crowd, and one of the altar workers looked up and was like, yo, like, you can't be on your phone right now.
Even if we would have made everybody in that building stand up and say the salvation prayer, the sinner's prayer or whatever, would have really mattered. Because if it's not a heartfelt decision, well, if it's not and I get it, you know what I'm saying, you pray it, but like if you just saying it because I'm telling you to say it, if you're not really making that decision, that heartfelt decision, that within your, if you're not confessing with your heart, confessing with your mouth, and just really believing I'm here to get saved. And don't get me wrong, presentation is everything. How you set it up, how you give it to me.
To go from talking about money to all of a sudden say it, they didn't understand it.
Yeah, and I feel
what I mean? On one side, maybe it's the worst possible message for those particular people who already have these ideas about what church is and who preachers are. And on the other side, we're having this conversation as a result of that message being preached at that particular point in time.
Elijah, you said the answer to the question. Is Kanye in his Sunday service doing the church a disservice? You said no.
Yeah.
Why you say no?
I mean, I say no. I feel like, if I saw a lot of people, man, they were commenting on my stuff, and then a lot of people going off on Facebook today talking about Kanye is doing a marketing thing and everything. I was there yesterday. I really think he's sincere. And this is my whole thing. If y'all can support James Fortune, clearly y'all can support Kanye.
Shots fired! Oh my God!
Where's our soundboard? So Kanye hasn't said anything. He's kind of just on the stage vibing. You know how he is. He's just rocking out. And this lady in front of us, and we're pretty close. The lady in front of us, she has her text messages pulled up. And she's an older woman, so she got them blown up real big. So I can see them. So I'm going to read them. Like, I read it. It's huge. Like, it's literally staring me in the face. So I read it. Now, mind you, Kanye hasn't said anything yet. I have the picture on my phone. The screenshot says, this is a text that she sent to somebody who wasn't there. Kanye is a changed man. He's reformed. I don't know how people have all these negative opinions about him. He hadn't said a word yet. And so I was like, how did you arrive at that conclusion and then feel comforted enough to share it out into the world? This man hasn't done or said anything. I don't know. I didn't see him out in the congregation while the message was being given. He was in the back, correct? So he comes out, hasn't said a word to you yet, is on stage vibing, and you've already thought in your mind this man is reformed.
He wasn't the star.
Yes.
He stepped back. He literally stepped back and let Jesus take the shine.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
And that's why I feel like, God is really using him.
Yes, people came to Christ, but I think more could have came had the message, man.
Shots fired again. On your IG Live, you said, listen, I don't know, but this kind of seems to have somewhat of a cultic, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but let's discuss it. What was on your heart?
Sure. Okay, so I don't know if you guys are familiar with cults and how they begin, but they usually start by a leader of some sort, giving a very broad message. And it's human nature for us to kind of seek out somebody who's offering us something that we're missing. That's usually how a cult starts. Some of the things that I saw people reacting to that kind of reminded me something like a cult. Now, I'm not saying Kanye is starting a cult. I have no idea, like we said, what this man has going on. But I think it's important for people to think for themselves first and foremost. Use your faith, but think for yourself. I wasn't one of the people that felt a huge spiritual movement. The message didn't necessarily deliver me, but like you said, some days I go to church and the message is not for me. It's not for me, but I can take it, use it, and apply it when it does apply to me. So that's pretty much my perspective, man. I'm not here to tell anybody what they felt or what they saw, because if you were delivered, God bless you. That was always the goal. And Kanye got some people there who have never been to church before, and so if they receive salvation from it, God bless them. Like that's the goal. That's always the goal, and that's really my main point.
Dude, I think we should all guard our hearts, guard our spirit. Period. If you see something, you feel something, and you don't feel right about it, that's usually your spirit telling you something ain't right.
Yes.
So if people were there yesterday and they heard Kanye speaking and saw the choir singing, and they felt like it was something they didn't want to be a part of, that's to each his own. Like straight up, but I'll say from my perspective, I felt his sincerity. And honestly, when I say I'm a Kanye fan, I'm a producer, I'm a songwriter. No doubt. So I'm a big fan of Kanye, in that world.
I'm right there.
I don't know Kanye at all. Okay? I know the music. So that's what I'm a fan of. That's what I was a fan of. So yesterday I felt like I saw a real person. I felt like I felt his heart. He had his eyes closed the entire time that I saw him speaking on the microphone, which also lets me know that he was trying to really focus on what he wanted to say. He was trying to hear. These are just my perspective. And so what I got from him on yesterday was that this is a person that seems like they want to change their life. And when I hear the name Jesus along with that, Jesus Christ, I don't feel there's nothing that I can say about that. I can't judge it. I can't say anything about it. So I was rooting him on his bad notes. He was singing. I say, go on ahead, sing it, Ye. Sing it. You know, because you know we who am I? Who am I to judge? You know, God may have heard a beautiful harp when he was singing.
He did.
Ted say he did. I don't know.
People were upset about it. Not because the message isn't there. It's because we're not doing it your way, or they're not doing it your way, or the way that we're accustomed to
Who
doing
the messenger
it.
is.
So the takeaway from me, and my perspective is different because I'm, you know, I work on the inside, and I know where Kanye's heart is, and I know that the sacrifice that he's making to take these people around the world and getting nothing in return. He's not going to these churches asking for an offering. He's not getting an honorarium. He's putting out in his pocket, getting charter planes and paying salaries to people who are singing with him. You know what I mean? So, and at the end of the day, no matter what the message was yesterday or who preached yesterday, God was glorified. And Kanye is doing it the way he's called to do it. It's not the way that I could never do what he's doing. Like Kanye is doing the way that he was called to do it. And I think somebody said it earlier. He said on the stage, let's be clear. We are here to magnify the name of Jesus.
Right.
So when we all walked out of the building, whether you've never been to church the day of your life, that seed was sown yesterday. And somebody's life may be changed from that seed that was sown. So two things has happened. Kanye is doing what he's called to do, and the name of God has been glorified beyond the four walls of the church.
I mean, the tip drill with the When the praise dancers,
And that's
the praise dancers.
Sort of lit nice with it.
Let's go ahead and take a picture real quick. Come on, Ted, you know the tip drill with the praise dancers, the liturgic dancers. With the good swipe.
Staying up late trying to watch that thing. BET Uncut.
You heard what I said, yes, lit nights with it, yeah.